The Spanish-American War was a brief but critical conflict in 1898. It marked the decline of Spain's global empire and the rise of the United States as a world power. But what exactly caused this war, and how did it reshape history? There were several key factors that were responsible for the United States deciding to declare war on Spain on April 25, 1898. The first key cause of the war was the Cuban struggle for independence from Spain. Cuba had been a Spanish colony for centuries, but by 1895, Cubans had enough and revolted, seeking their independence. The revolution caught the attention of the United States. Most Americans sympathized with Cuban rebels and their fight for freedom. Another cause: yellow journalism. Yellow journalism was a popular style of news reporting that used sensationalism, exaggeration, and sometimes false information to attract readers and influence public opinion. Newspapers, like those of William Randolph Hearst and Joseph Pulitzer, published sensationalized and often exaggerated stories about Spanish atrocities in Cuba. These stories inflamed public opinion, pushing Americans to support military intervention. The third cause was the infamous de Lome letter. In early 1898, a letter written by the Spanish ambassador to the U.S., Enrique Dupuy de Lome, was published in American newspapers. The letter insulted President McKinley, calling him weak and indecisive. This letter angered Americans and embarrassed the U.S. government, adding more fuel to the fire for war. Economic interests and desire for expansion were also factors that fostered the war. American businessmen had invested heavily in Cuba's sugar, tobacco, and mining industries. The ongoing Cuban Revolution put these investments at risk, sparking calls for U.S. intervention. Moreover, many Americans believed in manifest destiny, the idea that the U.S. should expand its influence around the world. Gaining Spanish territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines was an attractive prospect for an America that wanted to showcase its power on the global stage. Then came a pivotal moment: the sinking of the USS Maine. On February 15, 1898, the U.S. battleship exploded in Havana Harbor, killing 266 American sailors. The cause of the explosion was unclear, but many Americans blamed Spain, chanting, "Remember the Maine, to hell with Spain." This incident pushed the U.S. to the brink. Even though it was later found that the explosion was likely accidental, it was the final spark that lit the fuse for war. The U.S. quickly and decisively won the Spanish-American War. It only lasted 4 months. Spain lost the war quickly due to its outdated military and inferior naval power. Additionally, Spain's weak economy, poor morale among troops, and logistical issues further hindered its ability to fight effectively. The U.S. was able to swiftly mobilize its modern military and navy against Spain, overwhelming Spanish forces and leading to a rapid defeat. The war ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris in December 1898. In the treaty, Spain agreed to grant Cuba its independence. Additionally, Spain ceded Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States for a mere $20 million. The Spanish-American War marked the decline of the Spanish Empire, as Spain lost most of its remaining overseas territories. For the United States, it was a clear message to the world. America was now a global power and a major player on the world stage.